Hi, I am Dr. Arsalan and today we are going to solve the MCQs on evolution. The first question relates to the history of biology. The dash classified the organisms into Scala naturae. Scala naturae means the ladder of nature, in which all kinds of the organisms of the world were classified under the Scala naturae or ladder of nature. Given options are Lamarck, Darwin, Hugo de Vries or Aristotle. So Aristotle was the scientist who classified all kinds of the organisms present in history or era into the ladder of nature, in which the smallest and primitive organisms were placed at the bottom, followed by the developed organisms. For example, insects were placed at the bottom, then fungi, then plants, and then animals, and on the top of the ladder there were human beings. Therefore, Aristotle is also called as the father of biology, because he was the first one who classified all kinds of the organisms into the taxonomic categories. Next question is, wings of the bats, birds and butterfly. These are the examples of dash organs. Given options are homologous, analogous, flight or none of these. These two options are irrelevant and should be excluded here. It should be kept in mind that on evolutionary basis there are two kinds of the organs, the homologous organs and analogous organs. The organs of the organism having same anatomical features or composition are called homologous organs. For example, the forearm of man having the same kind of hormone, the scapula, humerus, radius ulna, carpals, metacarpal and phalanges. Similarly, the forelimb of the horse comprises the same bones. The forearm or wing of the birds also have the same bones. So all of these organisms have the same kind of bones, have same structures, therefore these are called the homologous organs. While in contrast, the organisms having different structures which perform the same functions, as shown here, that the wings of the bats, birds and butterflies, these have different or distinct bones and anatomical features and structures, yet they perform the same function of flight. So therefore such organs are called analogous organs. So the option B is correct here. Next question is, bat is a dash. It's a knowledge based and fact based question. The given options are bird, reptiles, mammal or invertebrates. So bat is a mammal classified under the flying mammals, the class flying mammals. So this is the correct option. Next question is, dash animal is placed in the Berlin Museum which shows similarities to both reptiles and birds. This animal is also called as linker animal because it has the evolutionary features from the reptiles to the birds. Given options are Archaeopteryx, weasel, Gambians or moth. So the Archaeopteryx is the animal presenting features of both reptiles as well as the birds, and therefore the scientists thought that the Archaeopteryx was the animal evolved from the reptiles and the birds evolved from such Archaeopteryx. So this served as linker animal between the reptiles and birds. Next question is, the term survival of the fittest was coined by dash. Given options are Charles Darwin, Herbert Spencer, Lamarck or Correns. So basically the evolutionary term was the survival of the organism through natural selection. Survival of the organisms through natural selection. And this term was coined by Charles Darwin. But here the term is survival of the fittest, which was coined by Herbert Spencer. So the option B is correct. Next question is, Charles Darwin wrote the book Origin of New Species in dash. The examiner is asking about the year of publication of his book. Given options are 1809, 1839, 1840 and 1859. So it's a fact-based question that 1859 was the era or the time period in which the book was published by Charles Darwin, The Origin of New Species. Next question is, early pythons had limbs which were diminished on arrival of dash. This is the statement of Lamarckism or Lamarck theory, that the early pythons, these had limbs. Given options are weasel, mammals, reptiles or Archaeopteryx. So according to the Lamarck's theory or Lamarckism, the early python had limbs for locomotion purpose, and when the weasel arrived, so the pythons started masking or hiding themselves in the burrows. Therefore the disuse of such limbs resulted in diminishing or finishing of such limbs. So the arrival of the weasels was the cause for diminishing or finishing of the limbs of pythons. So these were some important kind of MCQs pertaining to the evolution. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Thank you.